No one believed her, except her advocate.
Chapter 4. Standing just outside the police cordon, Tim Taylor adjusted his tie, took a measured breath, and looked directly into the lens. Reports reaching us this evening confirm that Mr. Edward Hale has been critically injured in what police have described as a domestic incident, he said, his tone steady and factual. The incident occurred at approximately 6 o'clock this evening at the couple's Chelsea residence. He glanced briefly towards the blue and white tape fluttering behind him. Police were called to the scene following a distress call from a close relative who is understood to have been visiting the property at the time. Another witness at the scene is their neighbour, who is collaborating with the police. Tim shifted his stance slightly as an ambulance siren wailed somewhere in the distance. Mr. Hale was taken from the property by ambulance and remains in a critical condition in hospital. His partner, Nigerian-born Rachael Brown, was arrested at the scene and is currently being held in police custody. He paused to let the facts settle. Police have not confirmed the circumstances that led to the incident. A spokesperson told us officers are exploring all possibilities. The broadcast cut back to the studio where Amy White sat beneath the cool glow of the BBC newsroom lights. "Thank you, Tim," she said gravely. "For viewers just joining us, the name Hale carries considerable weight. The Hale family is synonymous with media influence and political access in Britain, and this incident has already sent shockwaves through Westminster and media circles alike." She glanced down at her notes before continuing. "We can now confirm that Mr. Hale is undergoing emergency surgery at St. Margaret's Hospital. The procedure is being led by consultant surgeon Mr. Oliver Kensington, known to many as one of the so-called saviours in scrubs for his work treating victims of knife crime. Amy looked into the second camera. As for Miss Brown, there is growing pressure on the Crown Prosecution Service to move swiftly on this case. This is a developing story, and we will continue to bring you updates as they come in." She drew a breath. "Our thoughts tonight are with Mr. Hale and his family." The screen shifted to the next headline. In other news, controversy continues to surround the government's handling of HS2 delays. Stonebridge Remand Centre was notorious, its reputation steeped in infamy for housing women accused of the most heinous crimes. Built in 1904, the centre had borne witness to a litany of horrors, women accused of killing anyone who dared to stand in their way, for reasons ranging from jealousy to greed. A place that once held infamous women like Emily Lawrence, Noreen Harbord, Zoe Progel, and Kim Washington, the latter convicted of murdering her husband over a suspicion that later proved tragically unfounded. Its walls were said to hold secrets, whispers of desperation and violence, ghosts of crimes that made even the hardest hearts cringe. Situated on the edge of the town of Stonebridge, the Remand Centre had become a grim landmark, a concrete fortress where time seemed to slow under the oppressive weight of anticipation and dread. Its entrance hall was a cavernous space, with walls the colour of storm clouds and floors polished to an unnatural green sheen that reflected the harsh fluorescent lights overhead. Surrounding the grey edifice were high-rise fences topped with electric wires, bearing testament to the gruesome reality of the place, made concrete by the recent tale of an inmate electrocuted during a failed attempt to flee. These stories remained fresh in the collective memory, a chilling deterrent to those who dared to dream of freedom. The gates opened only to reveal a second barrier, a coded system operated by vigilant guards. Beyond lay a deceptively serene garden, its manicured grass laid in contrast to the cold grey walls. At the reception area, women in custody were processed before being thrust into the jungle of Stonebridge's general population. It was a cacophony of clattering steel, barking officers, frightened women, and the unsettling silence of the mentally ill being ignored. Survival often meant exchanging favours with officers, a grim currency invisible within its walls and a stark reality. For many, the remand system was a far greater punishment than the crime itself. It broke spirits, gnawed at minds, and left scars that sometimes never healed. Some inmates coped with drugs, others retreated inward, disappearing piece by piece, and a handful searched for escape in quieter, more final ways. Rachael sat within its grim walls and barely noticed her surroundings. Her breathing had slowed to shallow, deliberate gulps. Her eyes remained fixed on the screen, even as the news segment moved on. She hadn't really heard the anchors closing, nor the laughter of a nearby inmate, or the humming of a faulty ceiling fan above her. Her ears were still ringing with Tim Taylor's words. Mr. Hale, critical condition. Around her, the inmate population reacted in their usual way. The TV was their only window to the world, and the woman on it now sat among them. Some inmates cast long stares, their faces painted with a kind of morbid admiration. Others were curious. How many among them had made national news? Rachael Brown was now infamous. Then there was the quiet gossip. Why did she do it? Must have been some argument. But Rachael heard none of it. She sat perfectly still, her hands clasped in her lap, her eyes glassy. Edward. The name echoed in her mind repeatedly. The memory of his face, his surprise, his hurt, his blood pooling on the cream carpet would not leave her. Nor would the sound of his voice the last time he'd said her name, half whispered, full of disbelief and pain. She had done that with her own hands. Guilt surged through her like a tidal wave. It wasn't the whispers or the news segment that truly punished her. It was the knowledge that she had hurt the one person who had truly seen her and loved her without holding back. Her eyes stung, her throat burned. She couldn't cry. The world would dissect her story, but no one would feel the weight she now bore. This was her cross to bear. An inmate flicked the TV to a different channel. This time, the segment was labelled Special Report, The Hale Family. The Hale story begins nearly a century ago with Edward Hale II, the narrator said evenly, who transformed a modest radio license into what would become the Hale Broadcasting Corporation, one of Britain's earliest independent media companies. Black and white photographs appeared on screen, a narrow brick building, men in shirt sleeves leaning over microphones, reels of tape turning slowly. By the 1960s, HBC had expanded into private television, developing a reputation for investigative reporting and politically influential programming. Over time, the company became a fixture in British media. The images shifted to family portraits, studio floors, early television sets. In the digital era, leadership passed to Edward Hale III. Under his stewardship, the business moved away from traditional broadcasting and into online platforms. HBC was restructured as Hale Global Media, which now owns the Daily Morning Standard, one of the most widely read digital news outlets in the country. Footage of the DMS website followed, headlines scrolling, analytics dashboards, subscriber counts ticking upward. Today, DMS reaches millions of readers worldwide, but the family now finds itself under scrutiny for reasons far removed from journalism. The narration paused, then continued. Edward Hale, the latest heir to the family, remains in critical condition at St. Margaret's Hospital after sustaining a knife wound. His partner, Rachael Brown, has been arrested in connection with the incident. Police say the circumstances surrounding the attack remain under investigation. The screen cut to a still image of Edward Hale outside a charity gala, then to a mugshot of Rachael looking lost, before fading to black. Do not forsake me when my strength is gone. Psalm 71, 9b.